Director of the motion picture Juwanna Mann.
Sit back. We can really take you guys through what it was like, what it was about, what we were feeling, and how it was. So sit back, kick back, relax, and enjoy this super DVD version of Juwanna Mann.
The film, as a director, when they first gave me the script, I wanted it to be more than just a comedy, in the sense that I wanted to do a film that had a little bit more depth, not just a film about a guy who learns how to pass a basketball, but I wanted us to have our finger on the pulse of really what's happening in athletics right now, particularly professional sports. So as you look at this opening scene, I said to myself, what kind of image could I create as a director that would set the tone for the motion picture? So we decided to put Miguel Nunez in a Hummer limousine. And, in doing research on athletes and famous people, I found this photograph from John Lennon and his Rolls Royce where he had his picture on the front. And I said, okay, if we put Miguel Nunez's picture on the front of a Hummer limousine, right away we set the tone that this guy is, living an opulent lifestyle. He's a bit arrogant. He's full of himself. And that really sets the tone for the movie. And so then we've got a place to go. And it's just not a silly comedy about a guy putting on a dress, but there's something more to it.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what you accomplished, my friend.
Oh, he's trying.
This is the Charlotte Coliseum right
kissing
here.
My butt.
This is Charlotte Coliseum. It was off the
film's
hook.
over, Miguel. You don't have to do that now. You got your job. You got paid.
Look at the Hummer.
Yeah, there it is. That's the shot. And then right away, that establishes everything. And the scene that's about to follow actually is one of my favorite scenes in the movie with the little boy.
Yeah, I love this scene.
Yeah, because, again, we didn't want him to come across as just kind of like this overall jerk. We want to also like him a little bit. And now, let me tell you about this scene right here. Watch this right here. You turn right there, man, that caused me a lot of problems.
Why?
Just turning to that girl because I never got coverage on her. She was just an extra.
Oh,
and
that's
so
right, huh?
so I'm like, how do I get out of this?
Yeah, but I figured a basketball player, if he saw a pretty girl, that's what he would do.
Isn't that kid great? I love this scene. Now, this scene.
Remember this scene right here?
Extended, yeah.
The press was following me in this scene, and as we're backing up, one of the guys fell.
And we had to cut it for time.
He busted his ass. It was funny.
Right. I like this whole basketball sequence. That's not you, of course. I'm not supposed to tell anybody that, right?
Yeah, it was me. Don't lie. Ooh.
This was some of the hardest.
Ego.
These were some of the hardest scenes to shoot in a movie. Believe it or not, these crowds are only sometimes 100 and maybe 20 people at a time, 130 people. We had to, for every shot, we had to move the people around so it appeared like we had thousands of people. Yeah, it was. And Muggsy here was really...
He was great.
You know what? I thought Muggsy at one time was going to hit you. You talked so much trash to him. I thought he was going to get pissed, man.
If you can see, that's
That's not you right there.
No, if you can see, that's Mutombo. Man, don't say that every time. You see Mutombo in this scene. Mutombo, he went back to his hometown. See him right there?
Yeah.
He went back to Ethiopia right after the shot, and he got bit by a mosquito and got malaria. Did you know
didn't even? I didn't know that. But now, Muggsy, you kept calling him a shrimp.
He had to get out of the. He had to leave basketball because of that.
I'm gonna change. You kept calling Muggsy a shrimp here.
He is a shrimp.
I know, but you said it so many times. I thought, man, that guy's gonna deck you.
I owe Muggsy Bowl actually $50,000 because during practice, during the breaks, me and Muggsy was taking shots, and I said, I bet you can't make it from here for $5,000, and it got up to like $20,000, and I said, okay, double it. I put him behind the goal, 20 feet out, and he still made it.
Oh, really? Now, this scene right here...
This was the toughest scene for me, as you'll see in about 5 minutes.
Well, I know, because...
It was hard for me to do this
I'm
scene.
sure it was hard for you. I appreciate the fact that you did it because it made my life a lot easier. And we won't give it away until it happens here. But this right here, there was a line that I loved in this movie that made Rasheed Wallace kind of laugh really loud. You called him, you said something about your howdy-doody ass, and it was cut out. Of course, we got a PG-13 rating. Now, here it is right here. And I thought, no way Miguel's going to do this. But ladies and gentlemen, that right there is Miguel Nunez's real butt. That's funny, Miguel.
Yeah, but it was a lot funny if they'd have left in. Because when I stood up there, I go, say hello to my little friend right here.
Well, yeah, I know. But now,
Bam! Damn.
Also, people should know that he is covered from the front here.
No, he's not. No,
I'm
not.
Yeah, you
no,
are.
I'm not.
Yeah,
no,
of course
I'm
you
not.
are.
I'm just straight out. I did it.
Now, when we go wide here, it's actually an effect shot. We didn't have that many people here. We had maybe, 250 people? And that's an effect shot. Those people in the background have been layered in post. So now, this is the only time we argued the whole movie. See that picture? That ugly picture of Jamal Jeffries
It makes
right
no
there.
sense.
He hates that picture.
I hate that picture. It looks like a prison inmate.
Well, yeah, but that was the whole point. Miguel, of course, as an actor, wants to make sure that he looks really great in every shot. But I felt at the time that if we, put a picture up there of him looking menacing, then that would support the whole idea that he's going to be kicked out of the league and everyone hates him. Now,
let's hear this.
I love this.
Yo, Rasheed, you suck. Hey. Well, say it to my face then.
I love that because he's the bad boy of the NBA right now, and
let me tell you something.
He's not the poster boy.
Those basketball players were great. They were really, really good, weren't they? They got along. They a lot of times when you have somebody that's not an actor, they don't really understand the process. They really got along. They did it. Because, a singer's like that. You get a singer in a movie, and they don't really respect the process. So
they did. Yeah, you're
those
absolutely
guys
right.
were great.
And Rasheed's got that reputation as a bad boy in the NBA, but actually, when you work with him and get to know him,
now let me tell you guys
guy.
about this house. This house belonged to the owner of Amway. It was about 100,000 square feet. He had a limousine in the garage with all his family's names on it. It was a helipad. It was incredible.
How about Lil' Kim, man?
It's about 70,000 acres. And he was the nicest guy in the world.
We cut a few scenes. There was a sequence up until this point in the movie that we kind of cut out.
I loved her.
And we had to pace it for time. But let me tell you, Lil' Kim, I call her one-take Kim because she just came on the set, very professional. She hit her line. She was in there. She was out of there. She was pretty amazing.
Go get the phone.
that whenever I hear you do that right there, go get the phone, that reminds me of George Jefferson.
Right.
Is that where you got that from?
Uh-huh. I love them girls right there. They were so nice and so sweet. Weren't they?
Yeah, they were pretty cool.
They were really, really good.
Aren't they Playboy?
They were Playboy. Yeah, those were Playmate Centerfold. Those were Hugh Hefner's girlfriends at the time.
Oh, really? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty cool. I always thought this was going to get more laughs, actually more cheers, just to see this black woman coming up to these three girls saying, get the hell out of my house.
I love this scene.
You like this?
Aunt Ruby's.
Interrupt me when I'm talking to you, boy.
I know, but I'm just trying to tell you.
I said don't interrupt me.
Isn't she good?
She's great.
She
Jennifer,
is
you know what? Jennifer Lewis is
absolutely phenomenal.
underrated.
Totally underrated.
I know she
phenomenal actress.
Works all the time. You see her everywhere.
She's so real. Look at her. She's so real. Watch.
The thing I like about this character, actually, this was Jim Robinson's idea to put this character in the movie. She wasn't in the original script.
He wanted to give somebody to be able to bring Jamal down to real. What do you want? What is the word I'm looking for?
Just reality. It's more reality based, and also it's part of that classic Greek structure of filmmaking, which is or storytelling, which is you need a mentor in a movie to make it more interesting and to give it more depth. And she is your mentor. She's the only one in the movie that can give you a hard time. I mean, you're a pretty arrogant guy in this movie, at least in the initial setup. And she's the one
that ugly picture again.
She's the one person that can really give you a hard time and you respond. You know what? And I think in every black family, there's an aunt like that. And that's what I like about that character. I really like that. That guy's pretty menacing, huh? I worried about that. I thought, is he too menacing for the commissioner?
That's my brother down there.
That is your brother right there.
And that's my brother right there.
I was so happy he made it because he begged me every day to be in a shot.
And Jesse shot a shot with my brother who gets pushed into the water, so he took this spiel and they didn't even use it.
No, we couldn't use it.
And this house has a big, huge movie theater right to your right.
Trust me.
Actually, that was one of my favorite scenes in the movie because the way it sets up everything and that you lose your friends as soon as all your money and all your popularity is kind of hit the toilet.
Funny. It's funny.
I know it is funny. I like that. How about Kevin Pollak, man?
What's up? Shoot me straight.
I talked to the beat about an hour.
Hey, I love this office. Remember the story in this office? We were in the middle of shooting a scene, right? You won't believe this. But 1,000 gallons of water came crashing through the set.
Right.
Literally crashing through the set.
Because of the light melted one of the pipes in the roof. I'm saying literally 1,000 gallons
That's not an
of
exaggeration,
water
no.
poured down. And this is like one of the nicest apartments. Office buildings in all of Charlotte, and that office belonged to one of the wealthiest lawyers in the world.
Michael, I think he handles part of Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he handles Michael Jordan. He was the guy who brought Michael Jordan. He was the guy who brought Michael Jordan to Charlotte to be the owner of the team, but they turned him down.
Right. You know, the only thing that bothers me about the scene, I know it's going to sound kind of strange, is the Apple computer. Because we shot the film was shot a year and a half ago, the Apple has changed. So now the film's released, there's a new Apple out.
That computer, that still works, doesn't it?
It does work, but that's not the latest thing. So, of course, I want when the film comes out, I want it to be the latest thing, but the technology changes so fast.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. That Mont Blanc pen sitting on the desk is at home in my drawer.
I'm sure it is, along with the sunglasses, the coat,
along with the glasses
the
that I had on, along with that jacket I got on.
You stole everything, didn't you?
I ain't steal it. They gave it to me.
You sure about that?
Yeah, David gave it to me.
It's in your contract?
No, he just gave it to me. He gave it to me because he got back home and said, "Damn, I can't believe you worked that hard." He looked at the paper. Let me tell you something. This was the hardest thing I ever did. This movie. I put in tobacco in North Carolina on a farm. I picked cucumbers. I worked out like a slave, and nothing was harder than this film.
Yeah, it was tough. But
see, now look at this house. Now you get a shot at view of this house.
One of the reasons why we picked you for this movie? You don't even know, do you?
Because I look good?
Because you look good, yeah. But one of the other reasons is also because if you really study this movie, you'll see that all the subtle nuances and looks and ad libs that you give us, you don't sit and wait for your lines. That's what I really liked about you. That's one of the reasons.
That's me on the other line too.
I know it is. When we put this scene together, that was missing. And I remember one day I talked to Jonathan Zimber, who's one of the executives on the movie, and executive producer, and I said, Jonathan, we need to add a voice. And so that day when we drove over to the set to lay down the tracks to do the sound mixing, he suggested that we use your voice, and that's why we did it.
Sure is.
You like that?
How
about Fred Sanford? I know that's a subtle thing, but I researched it to find out from the NBA players what's the most popular video that they watch, and believe it or not, it's Sanford and Son. All the NBA players have Sanford and Son videos. They've got the full collection. So I thought, well, that'd be kind of cool if we put old Fred Sanford in there.
That little mock headpiece they made of me in the back. I want that.
Oh, you?
Let me go back and get
it's
that.
It's probably in the warehouse somewhere.
Yeah. I want that Apple computer.
Now,
too.
here, check out Lil' Kim here.
Now, listen, let me explain something about this scene. Jesse really didn't know about Lil' Kim's style. So when
you can't say that.
Lil' Kim came on the set.
No.
You said that wasn't me. No, you said it wasn't me. Lil' Kim came to set. Jesse goes, oh, no, she can't wear that.
Oh, I did not. That's not
true. And we were like, hold on, Jesse, you can't change Lil' Kim. That's Lil' Kim. He goes, really?
Oh, no.
So we said, okay. He said, all right.
Why are you trying to embarrass me like that? That's completely opposite. In fact, I saw her in another movie where she had black hair, and I said to her, Lil' Kim, I want you to come with your own wardrobe. I want you to come with the hair.
Yeah, but there was something you didn't like. I can't remember. I think it was this. Remember?
Oh, no, it was just part of the makeup on her nose. That's all that was. But I wanted her to be Lil' Kim.
She is,
because I felt like, just the way she delivers this is so real. If we try to take her outside of that to become somebody else, I felt like we would miss it.
And you would.
That's great ad-libbing right there. That's all ad-lib. That's completely unscripted.
90% of the movie.
Yeah, not quite 90%.
I say 78.
I love this scene, but I love the shots here. I love the setup. I love the wide shots.
Oh,
I love
man,
the way we
and there was a great line here that's not in the movie.
Do you know what that line?
Wait.
Damn, I look good.
And Kevin Pollak goes, yeah, you're a fly dog.
And you know why you know why it's not in the movie?
I don't care why it should be. Whatever it is, why whoever took it out should be working at 7-Eleven.
I guess I should fill out an application then, huh?
That was you?
No, it wasn't me, actually.
Whoever it was should be working at 7-Eleven.
Well, it had more to do with putting the emphasis back on you.
That's
I know that. I know. It is
ridiculous.
funny,
That's
though.
a funny line.
You're right.
It got nothing to do with taking no emphasis off me. That's somebody's idiotic logic about what they think, take the light off of you.
This scene right here, this is a lobby of a bank.
Exactly.
Literally, the lobby, I think it's Bank of America in Charlotte.
They put all these boards up, all those are boards.
Walls. We built walls,
This is the lobby.
Right.
Hey, where's that world in the back? I want that too.
I know, you want everything, don't you? This is a funny moment.
Blew it.
This actually gets a big laugh.
Would have got a more laugh. They'd have kept more of it in.
Well, we tried to extend it, but with a PG-13 rating, you can only push the envelope so far.
Bushes off your head, you be able to see my mother. game. Don't try to give me no shit.
That's pretty good. But if we extended it any further, we really
Actually,
pushed the
it worked the way it
envelope.
was.
Yeah, it did. It did.
I love this scene. That lady, now listen, this lady that's grabbing me,
Right.
she was grabbing me for real.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was. I love that lady.
Right here.
I love that lady.
She was grabbing you for real right
Yeah.
there? Oh, man.
She was trying to grab me for real.
What was she whispering in
She
your
was telling me,
ear?
you better
That's what I
stop me.
wanna
You
know.
better stop me.
Oh, really? She didn't whisper nothing in your ear?
She was like, you better stop me. She was grabbing me for real. I love that lady. She was so cool.
Killing me.
Of course it is. Big old watermelon. Fine looking young man. And that's my friend mama. Oh, Lord.
Oh, you know her? Did you know her from?
No.
We casted these people from Atlanta, I think. These ladies.
It looked like her breast got smaller too, didn't it? Look.
Okay, that's it. I had
Enough of the.
I wasn't sure about this scene. I never felt like it played quite the way we wanted it to.
It
was something,
doesn't.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what it is.
The only part of it that plays like we wanted to was like from here on.
Right.
When she sends me out.
I guess the whole point of it really was just to show your demise, how you had fallen from grace and having
That
all that
was the
money.
intent of the scene.
That was the intent, yeah. But I wanted to get a few more laughs, actually.
professional ball player.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a star.
Now that story there is a true story for me. That came from me. I'm a star. I'm a professional ball player. I don't do groceries. Actually, a friend of mine told me that one time, a musician who no one had ever heard of him. And I was trying to get him to a set, and he told me, he needed a limo to come pick him up. It was like a $10,000, music video. And he said we had to send a limo, and I said, there's no way. He says, well, I'm a national celebrity. I don't take buses or taxi cabs.
Boom.
This is a very warm scene here. I love the music. Wendy and Lisa did a really fine job here because it's very sentimental. It sets us up in a kind of a sentimental tone, and then all of a sudden it goes to this smart-eyed little girl.
Now let me tell you about this scene. This little girl right here was supposed to. This is the scene where I get the idea where to change into Juwanna.
Right.
So they were supposed to go out and hire a little girl who's supposed to be able to deal on the guys, the little boys.
The basketball player, right?
And I don't know what the casting was thinking. They must have been drunk that week.
No, that's not
They
happening.
went and cast a little girl that couldn't play ball. So
Right.
as you'll be able to see in this scene, we took the little boy and Jesse
What
actually.
do you mean we took?
Well, it was
How
our
you
movie.
figure? Where is it we now?
Look, what? It was my idea.
Oh, no.
See,
you
that's the other little boy right there.
That's your idea?
Well, whoever idea. Let's talk
That
about this.
wasn't your idea.
Okay,
You
it
were
was
back
Jesse's
in the
idea.
trailer
All right, then
reading
you tell it. Go ahead,
magazines.
you tell it. Go ahead.
Okay, that's a boy right there. we panicked and we had to put a wig on him because the little girl wasn't a very good basketball player. But while Miguel was back in his trailer watching whatever
I
he was watching
never
on
in
it
my
too.
trailer.
But that's definitely a little boy. And I panicked, I'll be honest with you. I thought, oh my God, what are we gonna do? She did okay as an actress, but when it came to playing basketball, it wasn't convincing. So I just put a t-shirt on the guy, put a wig on him, put his back to the camera, and completely faked it.
No, and I'm calling you to tell you about a phenomenal basketball.
And that boy could play, see? Now, he's not the same size as a girl. He's a little bigger. But, I don't know how many people have seen this movie, and no one knows that. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is a little boy.
No
and
one
it
would
was
ever
strange.
know.
I went up to the kid, I said, I felt so embarrassed. I was like, you think he could put a wig on for me?
No, he was down for it.
Yeah, I know, but you asking a little boy to put on a wig. He's like 12 years old. I thought, that might be a little too much.
Yeah, as long as you didn't ask him to sit in your lap.
Oh, that's not funny. Now we don't even want to go there.
Can you put on a wig and sit in my lap?
Right. How about this scene coming up? I thought it was important to use what's in Diana Ross here. I'm coming out. It sort of kind of gives you a sneak preview of what's going on with the background music. Coming out, not necessarily coming out of the closet, but sort of in the sense that, he's going to now become a woman.
I remember this funny. Jesse picked out this bra.
Yeah.
They had a lot of bras, and I think the bra actually sells the whole joke of the scene.
Right. Because I thought, it's not just putting on a bra. It has to be a funny bra. The wardrobe has to be part of the comedy here, and that's why we did this.
Trying on your clothes out, Ruby.
Watch this.
I gather that, but what are you doing?
I know this look freaky out, Ruby, but it's not.
Yeah, and I put little balloons in there so when she
All right,
grabs it,
they
it
stick out.
snaps. Yeah.
Oh,
that was
and
part of comedy.
this was a really good outtake that they didn't use.
At the end of the movie.
I have
though.
it at home.
Oh,
in this
really?
scene right here. See right here, I go on my knees.
Right.
But there's another scene where I go and she's talking and she turn around and go, get on your seat, on your knees, nigga. I said, oh.
Oh, yeah. That's in the movie, actually. It's in the credits,
Okay.
though.
Who was there for you when you traded?
We tried so many jokes in this scene.
I love
We
the jokes. I love the one she used.
Well, yeah.
Watch this. What'd she say?
And we layered it in. It was about your cousin and the basketball shoes. We had 3 jokes in there, and we pulled them all out, and then we ended up with this one. We really struggled because the scene felt flat when we were playing it back. It wasn't really getting laughs, so we shortened it down and just made it one solid joke. I really enjoyed shooting the practice sequences
I
here.
loved every one of the girls that we used. They were the nicest,
Yeah.
sweetest. I'm telling you, those girls were awesome.
And most of these girls, just so you know, they either played in the WNBA or they played college basketball.
And they can play.
Yeah, they were really good. I actually lost $1,000 to somebody who, being as arrogant as I am about my basketball skills, which I'm very good, I bet this woman that I could outshoot her 3 points and 3-pointers, and she beat me.
Yeah, nobody out of the male basketball players and the female basketball players, the females will hit 19 out of 20 from anywhere on the court, as a male basketball player will only hit 12 out of 20.
I love this moment right here. I think Kim Wayans is so talented.
Kim Wayans is a genius.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She is truly a genius. If I wasn't married, I would be married to her. I'm serious. I love her, man.
Yeah, she's a beautiful woman.
I think she's a
really
beautiful
is.
woman. I think she's smart. I think she's all of that. She's caring, and she is truly a comical genius. When we would have a scene and we would get stuck on something, we'd just say, go find Kim. And then Kim would come in and she would, bam, have the answer.
The setup of this whole sequence really is just about your arrogance and Vivica's frustration with you being so cocky. Now, you did an ad-lib in here that's one of the funniest moments in the whole movie. I was concerned about that charge. I didn't think it looked real,
Yes, it
but
does.
the editor did a great job in cutting it together. Now watch this. Watch this. That's total ad-lib. I love that. That wasn't in the original script. I'm pretty sure, right?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you did that.
90% of it wasn't.
You know, right here, it sort of implies they have a relationship or something. If you really study Kevin and the coach, but just on a subtle level, just the way they kind of talk to each other. This was another scene I was concerned about. This scene was written probably 10 times. How do we get to Juwanna's name?
See, my arms are a little more worked out right here. This is when y'all told me to stop working out my arms because they were looking too muscular.
Oh, you know, back when your breasts were flopping shot, that just happened by accident. I was actually pissed that your bra was bouncing around like that. I'm like, why don't you strap him down?
Yeah.
And then when we saw the joke, we're like, oh, okay, that's funny. So we left it in.
But what he did do was, because of it, we went to a place where they have women who have breast surgery and they have those bras. So we had to get one that, because it wasn't funny all the time.
We had to fight so hard for this set right here. This is a 28th floor of an office building in downtown Charlotte.
Yeah, this is
one
we
really difficult.
That got flooded.
Yeah, it's the one that got flooded, right?
And it's beautiful.
Isn't it?
And the owner insisted on being in the movie.
He did. He told me
the
he had
lawyer
a line,
insisted on being in the scene.
We actually gave him a line.
He gave him a line,
and it was cut out.
As I
by
walk
the
in, I
executive,
stopped and talked to the lawyer. I stopped and talked to him. Oh my God! Once he had that one line, he was all over the set.
Okay,
all
now
everybody's face. He was the biggest star in the set.
Kevin Pollak in this scene is some of the best acting in the whole movie, I think. Especially as you go through the scene and it gets this reversal, and we come off the fax machine. It hasn't quite happened yet. I think this actually, I will tell you, this is probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. I love this scene.
The newest member of the Charlotte.
One of the, someone said to me, having seen the film, one of the reasons they liked it is they felt like you really pulled it off as a woman, and that's a great compliment.
That was the most important thing to me.
That is the most important thing.
If you did not believe Juwanna, you would not believe the entire movie. That was the most important thing. You had to believe Juwanna. If you didn't believe Juwanna, you wouldn't believe the movie.
Now, he just said, I'm your friend, and when he fired you before, he told you, I'm not your friend, and now he turns it around.
Also, your ex-client.
That's funny. I love this right here.
Ad-lib.
This is one. This is one of my favorite moments in the movie.
I like Kevin's face when he turned around. What?
This gets probably the biggest laugh, actually, and she is fantastic, so perfect here.
Mr. Daniels.
He said, "Get in there."
Get in. Oh yeah, it's interesting. When we did this scene, I felt so weird going up to Kevin. I said, Kevin, could you say to him, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me? And I kept thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna lose Kevin by telling him to do that. But he was a great trooper. He said, all right. So the whole time he said, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. That just made everything
Kevin
take it to another
brilliant.
level.
Hey,
right here, he's brilliant. He's amazing.
I gotta call get that watch he got on too.
Look at that. Look at that reaction.
And trick you into signing me.
Okay, how about that's not at all the truth, okay? I had
Now, all this is the ad lib when I stand up.
Lord, come on.
Now, you want to know something? I got a call one time. They said, no more ad-libs.
Wait, I want to hear this.
No more ad-libs. And I said, okay, no problem. But now that we're looking at the movie, some of the funniest moments in the movie are the ad-libs. Frankenstein is one of the funniest moments in the movie.
No, this is crazy.
I said if we don't ad lib, we don't have a movie.
Right.
You did?
Well, we shot it both ways, so that's always important. You have to do it that way.
All right, this is blackmail.
No, it's not. This is black female.
That's Carol Leifer's line from Seinfeld when she did the rewrite. She came in, she and her partner Chuck, they really tightened the script up and took it to another level.
You can just look for me in the women.
This is a great setup for you. You know, it's interesting how people respond to this when they respond to this scene because they see you dressed as a woman, like in a really nice way for the very first time. And I think that really helps sell the movie.
I love Kevin Pollak.
Now, you know what else I like about this is the fact that you're still going into your Jamal character. You're not totally into Juwanna because you talk about booties and all that kind of stuff. That's good.
I'm going to be a Charlotte Manty. You're better than Jerry Maguire.
That's another ad-lib.
That's my pen.
There's your pen. You got that at home. Charlotte Coliseum, ladies and gentlemen.
Charlotte people were incredible. They were great.
Now, this shot right here, we had, 125 people that day? When they pull out and you make you believe like we had all these people. Like when we pull out to this wide shot coming up.
That was one of our biggest problems was having enough people in the Coliseum.
It looks like there are thousands of people there, right? No, they're not. There's just like 125 people. Again, maybe 200 people. That's it.
Yeah.
Every time we wanted to take a shot, we had
to
move
squeeze everybody into one end in this corner right here.
I call the Charlotte Coliseum the big blue monster because every morning I woke up, I kept thinking,
it wasn't so much
God.
at the Charlotte Coliseum. It was just that the budget was the big little monster.
It was it's hard to shoot. I mean, you can't pay 20,000 people $100 a day.
No, but if you tell them, we're giving out a car at the end of the week, you'd have had 20,000 people there.
Maybe. You know, one of the problems in Charlotte was the fact that they have a very low unemployment in Charlotte.
Shoot, Charlotte is the best kept secret in America. It is the prettiest city you will ever see in your entire life.
Genuine. You know, I auditioned him and I called him up because he's represented by the same agency at the time with me, and I wanted to meet him. So I went over to his hotel room and just had him read a few lines from the movie and just gave him the part.
Good.
Yeah, he did a nice job. He did a real nice job. Girls love him, too.
Yeah, I saw television cameras out there. Did you know this game's being televised?
Yes, I sure did, and I'm still trying to figure out what's my best side. What do you think, here or my ass?
I can't believe you didn't use my other thing about the pregnant.
It wasn't me. I tried to put it in there.
It's that 7-Eleven guy again, huh?
Promise me you'll try to fit in.
I promise you.
Now, I got in a little bit of trouble on this scene because it was a one camera shot, so you can't really edit around it. The only thing you could cut away to shorten the scene was to Genuine.
Didn't need to cut away.
Yeah. Well, we shot it 3 different ways. And, we shot the script and we shot 2 moments of ad-libs from you. Because I felt that scene was kind of flat, but, what you brought to the table with the ad-libbing kind of took it to another level.
And Genuine is another singer who was absolutely, absolutely phenomenal. First time out, he laid it out. He played his role.
Yeah.
Now, Tommy's brilliant.
Tommy Davis and I go back to In Living Color.
This is the best job. I think this is the best work Tommy Davidson has ever done.
You know what? When I decided on Puff Smokey Smoke, what I wanted to do, I wanted to do a parody of the Dirty South rappers. That's why we gave him the teeth, the glasses, the turned hat, the loud colors. That's really what that's all about. And it's interesting. The first time he shows up on the screen, he doesn't say a word. The whole audience starts laughing. You drop it like it's hot.
The Dirty South.
Here's that basketball again. We probably have about 150 people there, maybe 200. Every time we move a shot, even there, we have to move that crowd around, and that makes it really tough. See, this is where we needed the girls to really play basketball. I didn't want to struggle with having just, cute actresses doing these roles and not have basketball skills. So we went out there and really tried to find people who had acting skills and could play ball too.
And they were good.
Oh my God, Kim Wayans had the funniest line. In this.
She had so many good lines, but they were cut out because of
PG-13.
That girl right there is awesome. She's a good player too.
Used to play for Utah in the WNBA.
Yeah.
How awful. Awful.
Now this also is we put a mustache on Magda in this scene, and it's funny when we freeze frame, people have responded pretty good to that. When she first came on the set, her makeup was completely clean and everything, and I was like, "What are you guys doing?" We had to put zits on her and kind of painting a mustache for her to have because she had a storyline in the original script. Didn't quite make it into the movie once we got to edit. Just a little bit,
Coach.
Not much.
Look at the coach. She really played her role, didn't she?
Yeah, and actually she did a nice job here with the knee injury.
She
it looks
sure
very
did.
real,
It looked
right?
real.
Well, actually she blew her knee out before, she told me. And
I was worried about it, but when I saw it, it looked so real.
Right.
Now you're coaching.
You travel right here. No, you didn't travel there.
I didn't
That's
travel.
not you. That's not you.
All of us be.
Yeah, it's all you. I know that's what you want to think, right?
Tommy's good. Oh, let me tell you about this scene. I'll explain this scene to you. Now, he sees me right here. Now, Kevin Pollak is running through the hall. See that drink in his hand? See the drink in his hand?
Right.
He bust his ass.
Yeah, he fell. Kevin fell
his
down
feet,
so
both
hard.
his feet went straight in the air.
Yeah, he slipped on the beer.
And then slid about 3 feet.
Yeah, he fell really hard. That was a scary moment.
But he was a trooper. He jumped right up and got right back in to put on a new suit and got right back into it. It was so funny, though. And what did I say? I said a joke after he fell. I laughed. I couldn't stop laughing.
See, this is all about you just not wanting to pass the ball and being Jamal and not Juwanna, really. Because you're Jamal inside Juwanna's body right now. Because this is how Jamal would act. And it's pissing everybody off. Now, this office right here is about, 4 feet wide, 4 feet. It's so tiny. We've got the camera literally up in a corner where we have like inches to move. I couldn't pan the camera. I couldn't dolly. I couldn't do anything. So when I see this scene, I'm always thinking, this is kind of flat,
Yeah,
directing.
because she's standing in that one corner because there's no way she couldn't move.
We had no room to work.
It should have been a set that was built so you could move around.
We're in a locker room where we put a wall up.
Talk to me about ball hog, Miss. I got game. I'm all that. I wasn't as bad as her. Michelle, you need to step up. You're captain of this team, and I'm expecting you to help me turn this woman around.
This actually turned out pretty good because, of
That
course,
sure did.
That's a fake shot with the
That was the biggest.
breast flying.
That was the most money they gave us.
Right, it's with the breast flying. I wasn't sure whether it was going to work though at first because
worked
it's
good.
it's slow motion. We're kind of suspending reality there, and I wasn't sure whether it was going to work. This is another one of my favorite scenes right here. I think this is really funny. Your acting here is absolutely fantastic.
Listen to me.
It's all right.
I love it. No, I love it. I have to tell you, I love it. It's one of my favorite. I thought you were so in character here. You're so cocky. It's perfect.
I ad-libbed all this.
You didn't have to about this.
Listen,
Why
I'm
you
not.
wanna tell
Hold
people
on,
you
wait.
have-
Listen.
You trying to take credit for the
Listen.
script now?
Listen.
Get Carol Leaf and
right,
Bradley on the
forget it.
line here. Huh? What'd you ad-lib? Not the scratching of the breast. What'd you ad-lib? You too busy on your cell phone to talk to me now?
No, every time I try to tell you, you don't listen. So I'm not even gonna try.
Talking to the microphone, man.
Make sure you understand how the band cheese.
Excuse me, sister, but you don't need to work with
Actually, Vivica did great here, too. I thought this was great chemistry here. This really set up your conflict with her.
more than happy to help you with a few pointers on your game.
I'll show you the ad-libs. You want the ad-libs? Here they come.
Oh, I know where they were.
Taking a shower, Einstein, aren't you?
Hell yeah, I'll take a shower with you.
Shower as soon as I get home.
This is an ad-lib.
The
Coming up,
line
right?
also was an ad lib when I said
Things crawl up in you and you never find
That's an ad-lib.
the other was an ad
You
lib.
know why I know that? Because that got me in trouble.
How I get you in trouble? It's in the movie.
It's in the movie now. Boy, I love this league. That was a hard scene to shoot. Remember we had that little mutiny with the girls? I'm not taking my clothes off. And I was like, listen, we're not asking you to take your clothes off. It's a PG-13 movie. We had them in bodysuits, and all the actors refused to come out to take the shot. Do you remember that?
They were worried about their hair getting wet.
They were worried about their hair getting wet. That's right. They were also worried about the whole sense of having them feel like they were naked in a shower. They felt exploited, actually. But they weren't at all. It wasn't about that.
Yeah, well, that's your problem, Lauren. My problem is I need a shower. I think I sweat more as a woman.
This is one of the reasons why I chose the Coliseum. I love the blue seats. Isn't that strange? I like the blue seats. That's why I chose the Coliseum.
What was the other choice?
I like Charlotte. I thought it was a good city. It was a city I wouldn't mind shooting in. And plus, it was cost efficient for us in North Carolina. It was a good place to shoot. Our original city I was pushing for was actually Baltimore, Maryland.
I'm glad you did pick Charlotte.
Yeah, but Baltimore is a good town to shoot. Good locations, strong crews, the whole thing.
Not better than Charlotte.
All right, every time I see a scene, I cringe. You know why? We had 20 minutes to shoot this. I was like, oh my God. When we shot it and we left, I thought, this scene's going to be terrible. We're going to have to come back and redo it. We're trying to beat the sunlight. But it worked. Now here, I said, Tommy, when you say that line, make sure you look down at her like that, like you're hungry.
I'm telling you, straight up.
Smoke.
That's pretty funny.
That's right. Rap extraordinaire. I also sang background on Romeo's last album. Where there's smoke, there's Firestone.
Oh, really? Well, you can sing back up for me right now. Just back right on up. Thank you very much, Mr. Puffer.
Back right on up and start singing.
Drive careful now, baby. Because you are definitely precious.
We extended the scene with Kim, remember? With him and Puff Smokey Smoke and Kim trying to have a relationship. It just extended the movie a little too long, and so we cut it out. I remember when we got this practice facility, all the walls were white. And I had to insist upon the production staff that when you put African-American people against white walls, it makes it very difficult for the DP. So as you see in the background here with the coach, we had to paint all the walls gray.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we painted all the walls gray.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It works.
Because because you have a dark toned skin against a white background, they fight each other. It just really makes it hard. You can't get a good solid negative, so we painted all the walls.
See that big poster in the back that says Charlotte with her on it?
Yeah.
I got the one with me on it right at the
Oh, do you, bro? I really love the art design on the posters that we did.
They were good.
I thought it was edgy.
I like the way they hung them on
hip.
the outside of the Coliseum, and they were there the whole shoot.
Yeah, it was really good.
My eyes are fine, Coach.
I like the makeup job that day. Look at it.
Charlotte Banshees and not the
You know what I like about this scene is that she's, other than your aunt, she's the first person really to bust your chops, and you have to take it. That's why.
Yep.
That's why you're biting your lip.
Vivica looks good with sweat on her, don't she?
Yeah, she does. She looks very
She
sexy.
looks
in this
really
scene. Yeah.
good when she's sweating. Look.
Yeah, that's a great shot of her right there.
How about one-on-one?
one-on-one. Until you start to get with the program.
Yeah, shut up. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it, Coach.
I wasn't sure how the one-on-one was going to work between the two of you. We didn't use any body doubles at all. No, I think did we do one? No, we didn't use any. This is all you guys. You guys are doing everything. You work pretty hard on your basketball skills. I gotta give it to you on that. Because this was just a straight montage that we turned into a little bit of dialogue because it just felt flat for comedy if we just have you guys just
I like
play
the camera
basketball.
movements too.
Right. This is all shot with a Steadicam.
Yeah.
That's how we shot
Ray
it.
Villalobos. If you want your movie to look good, Ray Villalobos is a genius.
He's a great guy too.
Oh.
Love Ray. He did
I
a
worked
great
with
job.
Ray in 1987.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See how beautiful Vivica looks?
Yeah, she looks really good here.
We kind of looking like.
I thought there was great chemistry between you two guys.
Because Vivica's good. I always said Vivica's the me. She's the female me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You think
she
so?
got the same flavor I do in acting. She rolls.
You guys
with
live
it.
in the same neighborhood too, don't you?
Yeah, right down the street.
Same kind of house, same everything.
I love Vivica.
Oh, yeah, she's great. She did a great job here.
She flows.
I thought this was one of the better performances
I
that
do
I've
too.
seen from her in any film that she's done, actually. This is a tender moment. This is your turnaround in the movie, really. You know, she's flattering you, so she knows how to reach you here. And that's the way to get inside of Juwanna is just to flatter her. And this is the turning point for you in the movie, really. The fact that she loves your skills helps you
Whose car
like
was
get
that?
along with her a lot more. What's that? It's a rental car.
Oh.
They're all rental cars. What did we give him? We gave him a Mercedes and a Bentley later in the film.
I love this part right here.
You got some trouble, little lady? That's all right. My door just stuck, but you just go right ahead. I can handle this.
We tried to play the car up as a joke in the movie, but again, it got a little bit too much. It started to feel a little corny.
What's that?
The car, it was part of the joke in the film, but then it was a little too over the top. It took some of the reality off the movie.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah,
I hated it.
Right. Yeah. You hate this right here too when he kisses her.
Because he's supposed to be this rich guy and he got this old beat up ass car.
Well, but he lost everything. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
He lost everything. He lost all his cars. They've been driven away, remember? This is one of the funniest. Now, this dress right here, if you look, check this dress out. He's got a little bulge in the front there.
I'm trying to hide it with my purse.
He's trying to hide it with his purse. Yeah, it was cutting through there for a moment.
It's hard to pull that thing back and then tie it down and all that.
Right.
How them guys do it? I'm looking forward to it, too. I'm feeling relaxed already. This place was great. This place was a real spa.
And this girl right here is so beautiful.
And they gave us free spas.
Isn't she pretty?
Sure was.
I thought she was really beautiful.
Just a true Jane Jewel. Carolina River Creek.
It's a good-looking guy, too, huh? I was so concerned about this scene.
He became Jesse's assistant.
Yeah, right. We had to cut this scene a little bit because watch when he starts kind of like pounding her. He looks like he's humping her.
Medic!
So we had to kind of cut back on it a little bit.
They
because if we extended it any longer, it looked like he was actually humping you. Can we say that? PG-13 DVD? This got one of the biggest laughs in the whole movie, actually.
Can you imagine how that felt? They did me for real. That thing hurt.
Oh, why do you want to sit there and tell people that? They didn't do that for real.
I did get waxed for real. Not in that scene, but I had to get waxed for the movie.
But not in the scene.
No, I had to go to this place right here every 2 weeks and get waxed.
Right. Wasn't there a story about when you walk past the pole here at the end of the scene you were talking about? I kept trying to get you to walk past the pole a certain way. You guys kept splitting it.
Oh,
so
right.
You kind of grab your butt and pull on your thong.
I still split it.
Right. Snap right there. Right.
I couldn't. He kept saying, "Don't split it."
I am so happy we kept this on. Shake Your Ass from
Wait, which one?
Mystical.
Oh.
It's a perfect song for you to wake up to, I thought. He's got so many versions of this song. For us in the movie, we had to use the clean version because if we had used the Shake the Ass
Come
one.
on with my knife in your hand.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
There's your car.
Here's that guy. Man, that's an ugly car.
That is an ugly car.
That is an ugly car. That's
You're a crazy driver, too. Of course, that's not you driving, but that's all right.
That is me driving.
Well, up to a certain point.
Why? Who else drove?
Oh, we had a stunt double.
Oh, that's right. You
a
sure
stunt
did.
man driving.
For no reason,
we
paid
took
that extra money.
We took the shocks out of the car to make it bounce like that. Give it a little bit more, kind of a little bit more juice.
It was hot as hell that day.
You know what? This is the very first scene we shot in the movie.
The very first scene of the movie.
The very first day.
And it was hot.
It was so humid down in North Carolina. Yeah.
And they did a good job. Look, because I was sweating so bad.
The makeup in this scene is some of the best in the whole film.
It is. Look, that is the best makeup so far.
Right. Yeah.
That's because I had to get shaved twice a day. As you can see my face, look at my chin. My chin is like perfect right there. But because I never shaved more than once a week before this film. They shaved me
you know what?
in the mornings.
And you know what,
then after lunch, I had to go and get shaved again. So this was before all of that. So it was so smooth and so perfect.
And a couple times you guys tried to get away with not shaving because you came on the set with your armpits all hairy with a woman's dress on. I'm like, what's up with the hairy armpits?
Hey, where's my license?
And you know what people were telling me? Oh, well, he's not going to raise his arms. I'm like, he's not going to raise his arms. You better shave those armpits.
Then they sent me to get my armpits waxed, which was absolutely the most ridiculous thing. That lady pulled that thing, and I started to knock her out. I'm like, are you crazy? I said, go ahead. She went, I went, oh! And it was the worst pain. Then she said, no, you better just shave that
Didn't
part.
you start breaking out after a certain point?
Everything. I broke out. Yeah, I started breaking out really bad. Right. They had to get some medication for because like I said, I never shaved. Look how smooth. I never shaved before. Now I got all this because of the movie. All this stuff on my chins because of the movie.
Gives you a great appreciation for women, huh? So you're more patient with your wife at home when she's trying to get herself together now?
Yeah.
Before you're like pushing her, hurry up. Now
it's still ridiculous.
Like, right. This was a controversial scene here. We had to, we looped this scene because we felt that the cop was a little bit too flamboyant. It's him, but we just toned it down a little bit.
I got you.
I'm only about $1,000 away right now. Who did?
I love this scene. This is one of the funniest moments in the movie, I think. Because you just never expect a guy to be gay and, wanting to have the same operation that you've proposed to him that you've had. And I always like that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, you know what? You're going to look great.
We had to take a line out of here for the PG-13 rating at the end. You know that, right? The nose.
The beaver.
Yeah, about the... Look like you've been sniffing beavers. That's what he said. No. If you want a PG-13, you've got to take that out.
Beautiful shot right there.
Yeah, we had to, because of 9/11, of course, we had to take out the towers were actually in that shot. We had to paint them out. Yeah, we did. Another fake shot, ladies and gentlemen. It's probably about 200 people out there, all layered in the magic of movie making.
That was all my cousins. I'm from North Carolina, by the way.
I know that. You're small town, right?
Yeah. See, now look at my arms. See, my arms aren't as worked out as they were before because they told me to stop.
Well, yeah, because
I was going to do Jamal. I thought we were doing Jamal first, but we ended up doing Juwanna stuff first so we could do all the basketball.
Right.
And my arms were looking a little too worked out, so.
Yeah, you don't want to be, especially when we put you in a dress. You don't want to work you out. But this was actually one of the biggest crowd days we had. I think we had 500 people that day, which was good. Oh, this was a hard scene because watch this moment here, right? Here, we had to make it look like you messed up, but everyone thinks you actually passed the ball, but you didn't. I think this was your favorite moment in the whole movie, actually. Grabbing all these girls' butts. You like that, right?
They're using that in it?
Yeah, it's in the movie. Right there. Isn't that your favorite moment?
Good shot, baby.
You're not even listening to me right now. I feel like I'm directing the movie. See, he's in his own world right now.
Look who that is.
That's Teresa Witherspoon. Yeah, right. I want Teresa. Actually, we had given Teresa Witherspoon some lines in the movie. The only
they should have kept those in there.
Well, the problem is, as you see, this particular day is all about your turn. It wasn't about the other team. So, I mean, we tried to sneak in a line for her, but it would have ruined the moment. This is about you and you finally turning around and becoming a team player. And if we stop for a moment just to give someone a line, just to give them a line, it just didn't work. Although I felt bad that was the only day that was the only day she could come. And I really love her, but we tried really hard to get her in there. We just couldn't do it. And she was a great trooper. Another fake shot again, probably 200 people.
199 of my relatives.
It's amazing. Isn't it amazing what you can do in movies, how you can fake all this stuff? It's like...
After a while, you won't need actors.
I don't know about that one.
She was good. Believe
me. Yeah, Annie Corley did a really nice job.
I couldn't stand that girl up there holding that right there in the middle.
Why?
I couldn't stand her. I couldn't stand that woman.
Come as no surprise that the ball goes to Juwanna Mann.
This is a nice moment in the movie, I thought. Again, we're slowly but surely starting to see you turn in the movie. And
I really do appreciate it. I never thought.
One of the reasons we gave you the part here was because I said this to you in the beginning, that in terms of your career, this is going to be one of the most challenging roles you'll ever have. Because you got to go 360 degrees. You go from a tough ball player on the street, NBA level, Allen Iverson type player, to a soft, tender woman in the end, and sometimes a tough woman inside the movie.
I think the hardest part was, like you said before, trying to be Juwanna, but also be Jamal underneath.
Right. Well, I'll be honest with you. When I first took the picture, I was approached with some people telling me, listen, make sure that he really gets into being Juwanna. And I'm like, there's no way that you can set this guy up as an NBA level playboy and all of a sudden he puts on a dress and he gets into doing his nails. If we do that, we're going to lose the whole urban market.
You had to be real as Juwanna, but you also had to see that it was Jamal underneath.
Yeah, and you had to feel a little bit uncomfortable. Because of the setup. If we set it up differently, yeah, but not the way we set it up, driving up in the Hummer with all the girls.
Well, the secret's out.
That pimple grew on my head in one day.
Oh, did it? I didn't even notice that.
That wasn't even there. It wasn't there to begin that morning when we started.
Okay, I was pissed when we shot. I got to tell you something. I was pissed on this scene. You know why?
Damn.
This room is...
We were stuck in a little hotel room, and he was forced to shoot just the way it is because of the camera movement.
So tiny. I'm in a corner and I have like inches to move. Can't dolly, can't move, can't pan.
But it still works.
It does work, but it was tough.
It could have been better. You don't know what it could have been. We could have moved in with some shots or whatever.
And also for lighting, I mean, this is all technical. We can't fly walls, meaning we can't move them out. We don't have a hole in the ceiling. So we've got lights in the way, we've got boards in the way, we've got everying in the way. So
and it was
hot. And it was very hot, right. Right.
Man, it was hot in that room.
I'm starting to get.
It's actually one of the funniest moments. This whole thing about being stiff and all that gets a really big laugh, I think. Oh yeah, you know what's interesting about this movie? See that outfit Vivica has on? She and I argued about that outfit because she came out with like these little shorts on, a little tank top. I'm like, no. This is about Victoria's Secret. I don't want to wear that.
And it looked good.
I said, Vivica, I'm going to try to make you as sexy as I possibly can. And she looks great. I don't know any guy that looks at her with that blue top on that doesn't say, yeah, she's hot, right?
She does.
Now, suppose she had on that tank top. It didn't work, right? And it also killed the joke of Victoria's Secret, which meant that the wardrobe was affecting the script. And I said, that's not going to happen. We're going to have to do this right here. And she agreed, and it all worked out.
All I'm saying is...
I tell you something, I was also scared about this scene for you because I kept thinking, what is he going to look like in curlers? I thought, yeah, it does work, but I was a little nervous about it. I just wasn't sure because I thought this might be one of those moments where we could lose the audience, where they could look at you and say, there is no way I would believe he's a woman. But Ken did a great job here. He did a wonderful job.
Ken.
Yeah.
Mr. Ken. He went from this to Ali.
Oh, did he do Ali? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This woman, we had to tear her backyard up. This was just a plain old grassy backyard.
Yeah, all this is.
Oh yeah, we tore it up and put this garden in and all the stuff that you see here. Yeah.
Michelle and I getting tight.
Oh, you like her, do you?
I wasn't sure about this hat. I struggled over it for a minute. I thought, well, I felt like
the boots.
I felt like we're in the deep South, yeah.
Well,
back during slave times or something. You know, you got a hat and a hoe.
That's what. That's what people wear. Women, old ladies, older ladies.
True. Yeah, that's true.
But that's what women wear when they go out in the garden. She got it perfect with the gloves and the boots.
She wants a girlfriend.
He wants a girlfriend.
She's got a piece of equipment between her legs. Look what she's doing. There was a moment I said, you know what? I know Miguel's going to give us a comeback here when she says at the end of the scene, but you didn't.
No.
Yeah. What do you think she's going to do? And I said, oh, man, Miguel's going to say something. I know he is, and you never did.
Juwanna, I have been looking.
She should have been coming up in slow motion.
We got a table right over there.
Well, I think we actually shot
I think I look better than her in this scene. She all glistens on her, sparkles on her chest.
I love your acting in the scene.
Who, Vivica? Me
no,
too.
Yours. Your subtle nuances that you get. You're not waiting for your lines. You're in the moment, even when she's doing her lines. That's really important.
That's real acting,
I know
a lot of actors, they wait. A lot of actors, they wait for their line. They try to say their line good or try to say their line perfect.
Right.
But it's more than that. If you are doing and thinking exactly what you would do and think in a scene, you don't have to act.
Right. This was a hard scene. This whole sequence inside the club.
This was hard.
Oh, my goodness. We had a 17-hour day here one time.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? 17 straight hours.
19 hours for me. I worked 19 hours those days.
Yeah.
Because I had to be here 3 hours for makeup. So I worked. It was a 17-hour day, but I worked 19 hours that day. And then they still had me standing around on the set when I wasn't even needed.
How about that day? How about the day when Tommy's out here and we've got 80 extras? Do you remember this? And Tommy farted.
Tommy's great.
Remember
he
that?
Performs.
No. Remember that when he farted and we had to clear the whole set?
Oh,
80
man.
people had to leave the set
and
because
everybody was like,
it smelled so bad. It was like,
really
did.
I don't know what he was eating. I think he ate one of his legs.
Look at his tongue. It's like
milk on his tongue. Watch this.
Watch the wings.
Tommy's really in character in this.
Let me tell you something. This is the best work Tommy's ever done. Yeah. I'm telling you, he's real. He's into it. He's not just like playing a character. He is a character.
You know, there's some things in there really funny. There's one line that's gonna come.
I like when he does
about.
like this.
Oh yeah, when he sticks his tongue out. He's a physical like that. He's a physical comic, and we like that. That's what really took everything to another level.
There's one scene in this thing was funny because I got drunk. I kept telling this guy to bring me my special water, and he had a little bottle.
Oh, were you getting drunk, really?
Yeah, because you don't even know this, because what happened was it was so long, and I was telling the guy.
You were getting drunk?
I told him, I don't know if you remember, I kept saying, bring me my special bottle of water. And every time the guy would come in and bring me a water, it was vodka in it. So there was one scene when I jumped up and I'd get ready to go to the bathroom in this, and I go, no, you stay right here, I'll be right back. So I was all so into it, and I was so drunk, I got up, I go, no, you just stay right here with Genuine and Tommy.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, right?
I'll show it to you.
Girl, you on fire tonight.
I like it.
You know, those teeth, I got in a little bit of a spit. Those teeth cost $5,000.
What?
I was pissed.
And they gave them to him.
Yeah. $5,000.
I wish I'd known they cost that much. I'd have took them.
Yeah, we should have got it. And I was like, why did we spend $5,000 on those teeth? But at the end of the day,
right, here we go. Watch this.
They are real. They were real teeth, actually.
Watch this.
Real gold. When
no,
you stumble.
Not.
Yeah, they are. It's real gold.
He don't know that.
No, it's real gold. And I'm not sure if the diamonds are real, but I just know they cost $5,000.
I'm going to call him and tell him that, because I don't think he knows that.
If he ever needs some money, he can pawn it off and get about $1,500.
They had one pair or two.
They had two pairs.
Oh!
No, it was $5,000 for two pairs.
Okay, good.
You know, I cast this guy because I loved his face.
He got a good face.
I just thought, what a great face. Isn't that a great face? Didn't have any lines, but his face was perfect. And this kid here, I always wanted him to smile a little bit more, but I thought he played it. Sometimes when you underplay it, it's even better. Like right there, that's all we got. If he made the fart. That's actually Jim's idea, Jim Robinson.
I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
But you know what?
A good fart joke always works.
There's a blooper scene where they didn't use when my breast fell out.
All right. Yeah, we didn't use it. It may not have been. Well, was that actually filmed? Or?
Yeah, I got it on the playback.
Okay, that's not genuine. That's not genuine right there. Okay, Vivek and I got in a little spiff about this. That's a body double.
Genuine wasn't here or something, right? Was
Genuine,
that when his mom died?
It was terrible. We were shooting a scene, and we got a call that Genuine's mother died, and
while he was on the stage.
While he was on the stage, and he had to so
sad.
Yeah, he had to suddenly leave the set, and so we continued to shoot. I think
that was hard for me
the following
too,
day, I guess, right? Or was it that night? Late into the evening.
Late into the evening.
Because we couldn't get to set again. It just didn't work out logistically. And so we used the body double. And he had these, he had real nappy hair on his neck. So I asked Vivica, just put your hand over his neck so you can't see all his nappy hair.
See this scene right here? This scene was really tough. We had this apartment building. This is a real apartment building where all the people was, right now all the people are out above the shots where you can see looking at the shot.
Right.
They had set up all day long. As soon as we got ready to go action, I had food poisoning.
You got sick.
Stepped out of the car, started throwing up, and could not move. I could not move. They had to call the paramedics and the doctors and everything. And we had to lose the whole day and go back and shoot it all over again.
And here in this scene, that's real rain.
This was a tough.
We are standing out in the mud.
And Jesse kept saying he had to have one shot. Now right here, when we pulled up, we came up right here.
One shot.
I messed up the line. He goes, cut. I said,
messed up. You know how many times you messed up?
I'm gonna tell him.
You know what? This is the only time you messed up like 5, 6, 7 times.
In the entire film, this is the only time.
He couldn't do it.
Every time I start walking up, I mess the line up.
Every time.
And Jesse would go, I said, well, can't we just pick it up from here? He goes, no, we got to be one shot.
With one
and I'm
shot.
like, shoot. And then we did it at least 7 times, and I messed up.
Right.
That was because this was the first time in the film that I was trying to get every word correctly that was written.
Right.
Then I said, Jesse, you know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna do what I do, and let's go. And this is what came out. Right. All that was ad-lib. That wasn't even in the script.
It's a good moment too. But we're standing out in the mud. It was pouring down raining. And what you don't know is the owner of the house. She kept coming up to us. You gotta leave. You gotta leave. You gotta leave. You said you're gonna be out of here by 12 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock. Blah, blah, blah. You gotta get out of here. And she kept pressuring us, right? So we had the rain and the pressure of the owner. And of course.
And me messing up.
Right. And then the permits were running out in terms of time too. This scene with Magda is you're teaching her how to be more womanly.
I think this scene is pivotal.
There's no real payoff at the end of the movie.
I think it's
we kind
pivotal,
of took
this
it
scene.
off.
I think this scene is pivotal.
Well, we're just showing how you're turning, you're changing, you're becoming more of a team player.
Right.
People are liking you more. You're getting into the idea of not just being a woman, but being a team ball player, as opposed to just getting into being a woman and doing the nails. I felt like, if you could just get into being a ball player, then we could really help sell the movie. This was actually going to be shot up top in the hallways of the Coliseum, but we were so tight on time. I said, just bring all that stuff downstairs. It's already lit. Throw up that countertop, and let's just do the scene right there, and that's what we did. Now, this moment right here, never got it. I'll be honest with you. Did you ever get this? I never got the joke here.
I don't even know why I'm still in the movie. I thought I looked ugly, but I look good.
No, you look pretty good there. Right. But see, when you do this right here, I'm saying, what is he doing?
Right.
I didn't quite get it.
I should have done
that.
It
anyway.
It would have worked if I'd have done it while the other girls were around me, so they would have seen me.
Right, and then react to it. Actually, we had some ad lib moments there from Kim and Vivica. We just didn't keep it.
And this,
it's important to keep.
I don't like this scene because I don't understand why I'm off to myself.
Well, because if we
look at my arm,
we have to, because if you were with them, the joke's given away right away. Oh. So we come to it, we're on you, and then when we pan over, there's the joke. But if we cut to it right, I know you did. Why'd you hate this scene?
I just hated this scene. I just don't think it worked.
But it gets good laughs.
Really?
Yeah, it does.
Because they're not even for me.
Why? I don't understand why you don't like this scene.
Because I hate that. Look what I'm wearing. I look like my grandmama.
So it's all about how you look, then, is what you're telling me?
No, I just don't think it works. I think it works up until the point where.
But to think about it, you're teaching these girls how to
but they didn't
handle men.
But they didn't keep it. They just.
No, they didn't.
They decided to cut out.
No. We keep it. You're teaching them how to respond to men. You're giving them the insider's view on how to handle a man. So that works for the movie.
Trust me, Puppy's not my.
Did
you see it? Did you see the audience response to it?
Oh yeah, it's good. The audience response is fine. Yeah. We cut out a couple lines from Kim. Again, too edgy for the PG-13.
And it must not tap that.
The only thing I wasn't sure about this movie,
ass.
I was thinking the way Vivica's dressed here. I was thinking,
I think she's perfect.
Yeah, it looks good now. At the time, I was having a little bit of doubt, thinking, is it a little bit over the top for someone who's about to go to bed? But then they're not really about to go to bed because they're sitting around talking, so it's okay.
Man tells you you're the most beautiful girl in the world.
She was so cool.
Yeah, they were all good.
Her husband got in that night. She had been away from him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But a man would tell you anything to tap that.
So you're teaching them about how to handle men. I thought that worked really well. Hey,
yeah, watch. It was.
Well, we had to cut some for the rating board.
Right.
Some, not a lot. Just a little bit.
See how Vivica looks good right there.
She looks great there.
That's Tashina Arnold from Martin. That's her company that makes the head scarf that she has on, and she sent Vivica some to give out to people to wear on the set.
You got a phone number for her since you're doing a commercial?
Who?
You.
Whose phone number?
You got a phone number and address for a commercial?
See, that's her headscarf. She makes those.
I like her. Actually, we talked to her about possibly being in Juwanna.
Really?
I was trying to find a part for her.
She was. I told
I talked to her about the part that Kim's doing.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, did you introduce me?
Uh-huh.
I think you did, yeah.
She would have been great, but I like Kim.
Can I get a hallelujah?
That's a good moment in the movie. I like this moment. Because, again, you think you're a know-it-all, and you're trying to educate them, and you come to realize, oh, maybe there's some things I just don't know.
I want the Titanic.
Now, the original line there was, what was it? If I'm going down, I want the Titanic. Again, the ratings board is like, if you want a PG-13, get rid of that if I'm going down. Now, when we had the if I'm going down, I want the Titanic, huge laugh. It still gets a good laugh, but the other line was even better.
I don't get if I'm going down.
If I'm going, well,
I don't get why the ratings board
who
would
know?
do.
Ratings board depends on the day.
Good makeup that day, too.
Right?
I cannot believe they cut out the scene, stuff with the duck and the lady. I cannot believe it.
Well, we'll talk about it when we get there. And I
cannot believe it. There's no reason. I don't even want to hear why. Because 7-Eleven.
Well,
7-Eleven.
No, you want to go. You want to get to film the 90 minutes. You want to get to film the 90 minutes. Because it plays faster. It's got good pacing.
That's just some 7-Eleven logic.
Oh, okay.
That's 7-Eleven logic. You're going to cut out all the best jokes in the movie
Ladies and
just so you can stay at 90 minutes?
We kept Miguel Nunez out of the edit room right there.
Okay.
Did you like this scene? I like this guy's face. He's got like his rubbery face.
This scene worked with the duck part that you cut out. It doesn't work with that cut out.
You just married to that duck.
No,
the duck's about to come up.
No.
You can't wait to see
And then when I
the duck.
stopped that girl and asked me, I said, "What, you hurt your leg?" And he started working that. When I stopped, it's absolutely ridiculous. They cut it.
It's a pace. It's for pacing. That's what it is.
I could have took out a lot of other stuff for pacing. 7-Eleven, 7-Eleven. That's all I gotta say. Whoever took it out is 7-Eleven material.
I'm coming in, Miss Man.
Here it is.
Right
there
here.
it is. And it's over.
Right.
What he's mad about, ladies and gentlemen.
I go, bam, wrong locker room, and I walk over to
Why don't you just do the scene right now?
I
Get it out
walk
of your
over
system.
to the little old lady. I grab. I said, "Oh, I like you." I grab her. I start humping on her. I start walking toward the hall. The girl standing there with the crutches on. I said, "Listen, what's your problem?" And then I do a little funny bit with her that's funny. And then I go out. Has nothing to do with pacing. You cut to that. You cut to this. Same thing. Same thing.
You feel better now?
Yeah.
You got it out your system?
7-Eleven.
Can we move on?
7-Eleven.
Can we move on?
7-Eleven.
You know, actually, this scene causes a few problems. It's
7-Eleven.
just editorially. You know that?
7-Eleven.
You listening to me? See, you're not listening to me. This scene causes some problems editorially.
Why?
Well, because think about it. Just a few minutes before, you were really into being Juwanna, right? And now you're not into being Juwanna. Then we're going to come back to you, and then you're going to be back into being into Juwanna.
So why they keep it?
Well, because it at the end of the day, it all worked emotionally. It just worked. It did work. But if you think about it logically,
I always said the same thing.
When you
This
think about it
scene doesn't
logically,
work.
if you think about it logically, and if you want to get really analytical about the movie, it
This
doesn't
scene
quite
doesn't work. It
Right.
doesn't.
But it does work for Kevin because he's all about the money, and he's seeing, and that's how we get. That's how we get.
Should
to
have
it.
been cut, and all the jokes they cut out, the great jokes they cut out, should have been left in. This is somewhere they could have got rid of.
Listen, I did this for one reason, and I did it for one reason only. I did it so Jamal Jeffries can get back into pro ball.
Nah, I don't
Be
agree
back
with
my
that.
team. And that was it. That's it.
It's good. It's okay. It's okay. Plus, we're setting up what's going to happen later in the movie. And if you didn't have this scene, where would you go? Where would you go?
I don't know. Let me see what's next.
You got to have this moment of him talking about all the endorsements. You have to have it. And it's also about you educating your agent that if you don't step up to the plate, you're going to be in trouble too. So where would you go? If you took that scene out, where would you go?
To my trailer.
Oh, okay. This
Go
is
right here.
Yeah, this is a sad moment for me right here.
So you could have went here.
You know, this is a really sad moment for me. I got a call. This is a very serious story. Right before we shot this movie, I got a phone call. And my girlfriend, just a few hours before, the night before, was murdered. I was on the set, and I got the phone call that she had come out of a restaurant and someone had stepped out of a car and
It was the one
snatched her purse.
The one that was on Melrose.
And shot her, in Beverly Hills. And so that was a really tough time. From that moment on for the movie, it was really tough for me, and I got a lot of support from a lot of people. And, you know, we had to keep going because you can't, you know, as they say in old cliches, the show must go on, and it does. And that was a tough time for me. Here, he did not want to get punched.
It worked,
He
though.
came to me, he says, "Man, I can't get punched. You can't be punching me. All my fans going to see me get hit in the face." I was like,
It's
"Genuine,
funny.
you got, well, then how about this? When he hits you, how about you pause and roll your eyes and then fall?" He was like, "Okay, I'll do that." But he did not want to get punched. There are people who are saying, you don't know this, but there are a lot of people saying this is your best moment in the
Oh,
entire
Lord.
movie as far as acting.
I think they're absolutely 7-Eleven.
Well, but if you look at it on a subtle level, especially towards the end.
No,
yeah,
not at
it's
all.
good.
My
It's
best,
good.
but that moment when I go to the locker room and make that speech is 10 times more than this.
You think so?
Yeah.
But it's the subtle. Watch the subtle nuances towards the end. Just the reaction when she says, "You know, I like you, Juwanna, because you're not perpetrating. You're just you."
The only reason you think that is because you know yourself.
I know, but you're selling it to the audience.
See, that's
and
why
that's
my
what looks
skin
good.
is looking down under my chin by now.
Now watch this. Watch this. Let's play it right here. Right here. Listen to this.
Juwanna, you're such a good friend. That's why I like you. Because you just keep it real.
That moment right there. See that? Look at that.
Trading with you.
I love that. Look at that look.
Well, I'm thinking about what she
I
said.
know you are.
That's what acting is. Really, really listening and not just, waiting for your line.
You did a good job. Now, I was kind of upset about this set because I had a mandate. I said, listen, we don't want to put African-American people against white backgrounds and backgrounds that are going to match their skin tones.
That's
and
horrible.
What did they give me? Brown curtains.
So
now I'm fighting her brown skin tone
horrible
against
color for the
a
set.
brown curtain, and I was pretty upset about it. And I wasn't shy in voicing my opinion, which you have to do as a director. Sometimes you have to be tough.
See, now you see my skin down
I
there?
loved it. This
started from this.
This is one of my favorite sets in the whole movie.
Yeah,
I just thought it was weird.
I was
unusual.
mad because that shirt got missing this day.
Oh, we had to let somebody go. And,
yeah, I took that shirt off and
it disappeared.
And the wardrobe guy goes, "You got to wear this any more scenes?" I go, "No."
Hey, wait a minute, hold on.
And then never again did I see that shirt.
I thought you were giving me those glasses.
I did give them to you.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You never gave them to me.
I gave you those glasses.
never got those glasses. You told me $400 Armani glasses.
Hold on, you never got.
I gave you your first shot in a motion picture.
You never
and
got your
told
Armani
me you
glasses.
give me those glasses. I never got those glasses.
Stop begging.
Why don't you tell people how you got the part, man? The golf course.
I went
the
in
Will
and started
Smith
auditioning.
story. No. I went to this golf practice range to hit some golf balls, and I saw Miguel Nunez there, and I recognized him. I didn't know his name. I said, I know that guy. Oh, Sparks, yeah. So I went up to him and I said, aren't you that guy from Sparks? He said, yeah. I said, well, I'm doing this movie at Morgan Creek, distributed by Warner Brothers. I'd like for you to, I'd like to take a look at you for the lead. Next morning, 9 a.m., bam, your tape's on my desk. I pop it in, and I tell you something, man, I thought it was the funniest tape I'd ever seen. And we were laughing. I marched it into Jonathan Zimbert's office. We looked at it, and we both agreed that you were a very talented guy. But what's the story about you in the golf, though?
Yeah, I'd always been told, Will and everybody was telling me, you got to go play golf, man, because all the big deals are made on the golf course. By the time it gets to the casting director, you audition for little roles. So I said, all right. I had heard this for 2 years, so I decided I was going to go to Whitsitt and hire a golf instructor. And my first day out on the golf course, I'm hitting balls, and I get a tap on the shoulder, and it's Jesse telling me about this movie.
That's pretty amazing, right? Yeah.
Hello.
How about this scene? We shot that at like 2 o'clock in the morning. We had like 20 minutes to shoot it because we were running the overtime. This scene right here. Ray Villalobos did an amazing job. This whole scene with Kevin and the commissioner as he walks across the room, he used one light to light the whole set. One light. That's it.
He is good.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
He is good.
Yeah, he did a nice job there.
He's not his
one light. That's all he has. Coming through this big window on the left side.
I think that was the only night I didn't work.
Oh, you were in probably, I don't know how many scenes in the movie, but you were in probably 98% of them, I think.
Now you gotta go somewhere.
That house is perfect, isn't it?
Yeah. How about the story when I was shooting this scene here? People were saying, why are they coming out of the tunnel? That's not real. You can't shoot it right there. I was like, listen, we've got 115 people on the set. We have no audience.
And it was Jesse's idea to turn off the lights.
I don't know what to do. I said, we can't shut the day down. We'll lose over $100,000. I have an idea. Kill all the lights, put on some spotlights. And then I crowded the tunnel, and it looks like we've got thousands of people, but we don't. We only have like 120 people. Yeah. So it's all fake. That's why we use the spotlights. Because if I turn the lights on right here, when we come around,
people.
if I turn the lights on right there, complete black, you would see nothing but empty seats. That's why the lights are dim. And I thought, that's cool, And plus, it's more dramatic. It's a little more edgy, and I like that. I love this song right here. Welcome to My World. I tried to use this song for the beginning of the movie, but it just didn't work. I thought she was awesome.
When Lisa?
Nicole Renee. We had you ad-libbing here a lot. You know that? And we pulled it out. Do you want to know why we pulled it out?
No, it works pulling it out here.
Oh, you finally agree.
No,
huh?
it does. It works
okay.
here.
All right. Yeah, because your character had changed.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't about that anymore. It's all about you cooperating. Body doubles.
No, that was me, Pastor.
No,
Yeah,
that was Rico. That was Rico. I'm telling you, that was Rico.
See, it's Vivica.
That's Vivica there, but on the wide shot, that was Rico. Oh. Yeah. They did such a great job. The body doubles in the movie. That's you there, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Was that you?
Yep.
Okay.
I remember some of it. You said
yeah, some of it you. Listen, I didn't use body doubles for you as much as I thought I needed to because you worked really hard on your basketball
That
skills.
looked like Kim Wayans a little bit.
Yeah, it does, right? Well, she actually played as Kim's body double.
See, this is me right here getting ready to slam. That's me.
This is you. Part you, part buddy double. Some of it's not you. Fake shot again. It's probably 200 people there. Layered it in post. I tried to, shoot some of this in slow motion just to give it a little bit more drama.
It worked.
Yeah. I love this moment between these two here.
Me too.
Yeah.
I like the way
and
the whole place
only
goes
one
quiet.
standing there. And Wendy at least did a nice job.
My favorite part is somebody going, ah!
Yeah, the one laugh, right, yeah.
That's you? Oh, that's my favorite part.
Chris Myers and Gina Zelasco did a nice job. They brought a lot of credibility to the movie.
Chris. That is Chris Myers.
Yeah, that's Chris Myers.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
I love him when he does that. Hey, I want one of those magazines. Let me call David.
I still love you, Juwanna.
This is brilliant from Tommy.
He said, what's wrong with me?
I love you, Juwanna.
What the hell happened to me?
Juwanna, man.
We shot this
Wait,
maybe.
wait, I want to hear him say it.
You're still a man.
What's wrong with me?
Does that make me a man? Juwanna! Juwanna!
What's wrong with me?
What the hell happened to me?
What the hell is happening?
We shot that about 3 different ways, but of course we had to use that one because we thought that one was absolutely brilliant. You want to see one of my favorite shots in the whole movie?
What?
And don't ask me why. I just love this shot. It's coming up right here. It's right. Where is it?
Her ass.
Right here. I like this moment right here. I love this moment. This is the bearing of your soul. I mean, you're just like, you've hit rock bottom, and we play it out. We give you a moment.
You sound like a director.
I know I do. Yeah, but I love that.
Roy Firestone.
There's that picture again. There's another picture,
one.
But you hated it.
No, not that one.
But you yelled at me about all the pictures.
No,
you
the only
know what
one
you
I
said
hated
to me?
was the prison inmate shot.
You know what you said to me? I'm gonna tell you what you said to me on the set.
The prison inmate shot.
But you know what you said to me on the set?
Only one picture.
You kept coming to me going, Vivica's got approval on all of her photos. How come I don't have approval on my photos?
That was that
I
one.
want approval.
That was because of that one photo when they cut to me with the prison inmate.
See, the odd thing is Jeffries was known for being
It was a power play on your part.
No, it was just a horrible shot. They had a cut to Jamal Jeffries in the back. Looked like I just escaped.
I like
with
that,
with the Texas 7.
That's good.
And then it cut to Vivica, and it looked like she just got airbrushed on Entertainment Tonight.
She was.
And I go, hey, wait a minute. And then I called. I go, hey, wait a minute. Why is it that my picture looks like that? It looks like an inmate. And they go, well, Vivica. And Vivica looks like, well, Vivica has approval on her shots. That was their only explanation.
That's your contract.
I said, well, from now on, I want approval for y'all to use an ugly shot.
Hey, how about this moment here? Your brother came up with this idea.
Which one?
Where you come up from under the covers and you're holding the...
No, that was my idea.
You told me it was your brother's idea.
No, I didn't. Not that shot.
You sure?
Yeah.
You said Corey told you to hold that thing up against your face.
Not that one.
No?
Mm-mm.
Right here. Bam.
No.
Oh,
you know what? Remember I did it? I was doing it. I did it for fun.
Oh, I
and
thought...
you said, oh, no, don't do that.
Yeah, I did. That was fun. I thought
I
Corey
was doing
told
that
you.
for fun.
Right.
I was just
hey,
messing
you know,
around.
see these
liked
packets right here? They had all kinds of advertisements on, I think, McDonald's and all. We had to go and airbrush all that stuff out. It was expensive. Yeah.
What?
It was a mistake, yeah. Because we didn't have approval to have them in the film, and so we had to airbrush it out. Yeah.
Now, it's no sense in crying over spilt milk.
I hate the makeup. Look at it.
Best thing to do is start looking.
You're in a bad space, so it's okay. She's so. I love Jennifer.
I can't believe
Lewis.
they sure did take all that stuff off those bags. Yeah. You gotta have permission to use people's
stuff.
stuff.
Okay. See this scene right here coming up? I did the stupidest thing. All right, that's Cynthia Cooper. The night before she came on the set, or 2 nights before she came on the set, she had just hit a 3-pointer to win the
World Championship
for the Houston Comets. She gets on the set, and I'm like, Cynthia Cooper, let's have a 3-point shooting contest. And we got up to $1,000. I never paid her.
Oh, no, that's cool. It's on tape. Cynthia, you got witness right now.
That's
he owes
true.
you.
I didn't pay her.
He owes you.
Yeah. I figured I was just kidding around. After she waxed
Hey, that's
me,
how I felt about Muggsy.
I was kidding around, right?
That's what I said about Muggsy.
Huh? Come on, Coach. Face it, we're never going to get to the championship without Jamal.
That's not true.
This scene right here, I insisted on this scene. Here's my feeling on storytelling. I think every great movie has a true statement within the film, and this is your true statement. You have to tell the audience, what your journey has been, what you've learned, and in doing so, you're able to reach the audience on an emotional level, and from that moment on, they're gonna really love you, and that's what this moment is all about right here.
I messed up, all right?
You're just coming straight. That's like a friend coming to you saying,
We only
I'm
did
sorry,
it one time,
I'm
didn't we?
wrong. Yeah. Well, we shot several angles, but pretty much, yeah.
Biblical Fox. I hate
When I
this
first
so
got
sappy
here,
scenes.
I gotta tell you, I thought women basketball.
It gives the film heart, though.
I like the music when they put the music in it.
Hell, I thought anything that wasn't about Jamal Jeffries.
She was good. Man, she could play some ball, coach.
Yeah, she was good. Well, she played for WNBA.
Look at my pimple.
That the most important thing.
That pimple hung in there, didn't it?
It did hang in there.
Pimple had a starring role.
Right. Is that jacket at home? I bet you have that jacket at home.
No,
don't
I didn't
you?
like that jacket.
You didn't like that jacket?
Not at all. You can have it.
Oh, but it is at home.
No, I got all those Gucci suits at home.
I bet you do.
I got every one of those Gucci suits at home.
Look at Kim holding her crotch. Did you see that?
But you're gonna have to hate me after the game.
You don't have anything to say here because you want everybody to listen to what you're saying. Is that what's going on? All of a sudden
What
you're
do you want
quiet.
me to say?
You're relishing the moment from that big moment.
The makeup's too dark. The set's too dark.
I had, I was concerned. The only thing I was concerned about here was the Vivica moment. I felt like.
No, it worked.
Well, the way it was ultimately cut is that it felt a little bit too hard at certain moments. And
now, if I was directing, I'd have had cut to her, on the inside, not standing behind me, but in one of those little rooms, leaning against the wall, kind of listening to it.
Depends on how much time you have to shoot it.
Yeah,
that's where those decisions are made.
Yeah. All our money.
You like this music? L.T. Hutton in the house. I love this song. I heard this. Vivica Fox's husband, 6ix9ine, played this song for me in his car. And I wanted to know who this guy was, L.T. Hutton. And I was like, man, that guy
is that
really
L.T.
That's
song?
L.T. Hutton. That's a hot tune right there.
L.T. from Morgan Creek?
I tried to put that at the top
from
of
Morgan Creek?
Yeah, it didn't quite work, but it worked perfectly.
Let me hear it. LT got something in there, huh?
Yeah.
Well, Chris, you are right.
That would have been good at the limo ride.
There's another fake shot.
Don't look now, but the Banshees might actually.
I love these two guys. They come from Fox TV. They're great. Slow motion. The problem for me, in this moment, the film all of a sudden became really serious, There's some people that they hate this. Boom, that little bit right there. They say, well, get rid of that. That's stupid.
Get rid of what?
That little body bump between the two.
7-Eleven.
But the thing is,
it doesn't matter.
The film becomes so serious with the flowers, the speech, and everything.
Yeah,
you
but
just
I'm just
need
saying,
something on a subtle
if
level to lighten it up.
450,000 people saw that one scene, not one of those 450,000 people, but the person who said that to you, would even notice that bump.
No, that's true. That's true. But
So
when you see it over and over and over again, you become
whoever
really
said that should have just turned around and slapped the shit out of them. Seriously.
Thank you, Miguel.
That's absolutely ridiculous. That bump? That bump is killing me. Whoever that is somebody who has no business in this business, and is just trying to throw something in to say something that make you think they know what they're talking about.
See, you back on the set now.
No, that's
you
ridiculous.
reliving the moments. Is that what's going on?
That's ridiculous.
I'm feeling like we're back on the set now.
I'm talking about that beautiful scene, and that's all they had to say was the bump.
We're back here at the Bank of America lobby with the walls that we created. We shot the other scene the same day we shot this day.
That Jamal Jeffries has disgraced our league.
Now, here's something interesting. The two assistant coaches said they were tired of working on the film, so they didn't feel like coming this day. Magda, who played the tall girl with the mustache, she
had to go back to her team.
back to Utah to prepare to go to Europe. Yeah. So her twin sister came, and I called in a
This
double.
is her sister.
Yeah. But now this scene was actually twice as long. We cut it back, yeah.
Because Kim went off. Kim goes off on the board.
And there was also a moment about Magda coming in and how he changed her life and dressed her up and made her look
is she not
more
coming in now?
She does, but there she is in the background.
And that's her sister.
And she just, if you study this moment, she just suddenly appears. She
did. She didn't come in there.
Yeah, she made a grand entrance, and it was part of the whole script, but we changed it.
Oh, wait a minute. That's right.
Now,
She didn't walk in. She didn't walk in.
Wasn't there a little controversy on the kiss there?
She didn't walk in.
No,
That's
she
right.
didn't. Wasn't there a little controversy on the kiss?
Yeah,
No.
she wanted me to start licking on her neck and all
Oh,
that.
he was lying now.
And I'm
Stop.
like, no, I ain't
Yeah.
doing that. This ain't undercover, brother.
I love this. Now, this scene right here, I love this moment here. I thought, okay, I'm going to use firecrackers and all these fireworks. I thought, okay, it's a little bit over the top, but it plays well for the movie. But you know what's interesting here, Miguel? I'll never admit this, but as hard as tough as Miguel Nunez is, homeboy started crying.
Okay.
Now, he started crying.
Now, hold on. Let me tell you guys something that
started crying.
Okay, hold on. Now, let me say something. Now, let me tell you something that even Jesse doesn't know.
What is that?
There's a thing that you turn around and you blow it in your eyes, and it makes you cry. It's a Vicks thing. You flip it over and you blow it in your eyes. It makes you tear up. What happened was right before I ran out, whoever the stupid makeup girl was flipped the thing over, blew it in my eyes, and there's chunks of it left in my eye. There were chunks of it stuck in my eye, so I wasn't.
That was a controversial booty shot.
I don't know why they didn't put that in the trailer.
Yeah, it didn't make it. Yeah.
If it would have been in the trailer, it would have got some people.
This guy is funny too. These are all the outtakes. These are scenes from the film that didn't quite make it. Again, most of them were taken out just to give the film a good pace. That guy's really funny. Right. I never liked this moment. I never thought it was funny. But someone who really liked it. This scene didn't make it in the movie either. Again, we stayed in the club. It just seemed like forever.
Yeah,
we just
were
needed to get in there
forever.
and get out of there. And it was, although it was funny, we just took it out. Yeah. For pacing mostly.
Light her up. Here it is.
You like this scene?
You got to get on the floor, boy.
Oh, shit. So sorry.
Get on that floor. I love her,
I like
man.
this too right here.
This was my favorite scene. They didn't even use it.
Well, it created some problems.
They didn't use
for us.
this one either.
Yeah. I that was one of my decisions.
Oh.
I said to myself, what would an agent be doing in your bedroom? And then when he puts on the bra, I said, well, what are we saying here? Why my agent would never be in my bedroom, and if my agent was in my bedroom, I'd get another agent.
I guarantee. No, but your agent goes to your house and.
So what do you think about the whole experience?
Hardest thing I've ever done, best thing I've ever done, funnest thing I've ever done, huge learning experience, and I enjoyed it immensely.
It was a great experience. Wasn't an easy movie to do. I probably wouldn't do another sports film, only because I don't want to get typecast as a sports director, which could easily happen. But it was a great experience. I mean, at the end of the day, Jim Robinson, all the guys, they lived up to all their promises to us. They said they were going to do certain things, and they did. And they gave me my first shot as director on a motion picture.
Gave
and,
me my first shot in lead in a movie.
And I really appreciate that. So that's pretty much it, folks. I hope some of the stories were pretty interesting. I hope you enjoyed the experience of listening to Miguel Nunez and myself. I'm Jesse Vaughan, the director. Thank you so much for enjoying Juwanna, man.
Thank you for buying the DVD, unless you got it bootleg.
We're out. Bye.
Cause the roof is ceiling is on fire, and you looking good for the getting. I'm a rider, whether in a hoodie or a linen provider. You should see the jury on my women, and I'm living it up. The squad stay filling the truck with chicks that's willing to trizz with us. You say you got a man and you're in love, but what's love gotta do with a little menage? After the party, me and you could just slide for a few, and she could come too. That's love. Got to do with it. Got to do with it, baby. Mommy, I know you got issues. You got a man, but you need to understand that you got something with you. This is fat, frame is little. Tattoo in your chest with his name in the middle. I'm not a hater, I just crush a lot. In the way you shake your booty, I don't want you to stop. You need to come a little closer. And let me put you under my arms like a dawn is supposed to. Please believe you leave with me. We be freaking all night like we was on E. You need to trust the God and jump in the car for a little heartache at the Taj Mahal. What's love? Got to do with it, baby.
What's love? It's about us, it's about trust, baby. What's love?
Got to do with it, baby.
What's love? It should be about us, it should be about trust.
Yo, I stroll in the club with my hat down, Michael Jack style. High stepping, who the Mac now? Not my fault that they love the kid. Might be the chain or the whip, I don't know what it is. We just party and bull. Come on, mommy, put your body in motion. You got it open. You came here with the heart to cheat, so you need to sing the song with me. All my ladies, come on.
Look in your eyes, it's no stopping me. I want the thumb to attack, come rock with me. Don't want your stacks, I got your back. Don't cut them no slack, cause we on it like that. Come on, and put it on me.
Put it on you, girl.
On me.
I'ma put it on you, girl.
What's love?
Got to do